Good morning. It's day 8 and we're just going to check on our tomato seeds that we started growing on as our day 2 project of lockdown. I'm just checking the temperature. 22.2. That's okay. Let's see what's happened. See, there's a little condensation, so we know it's been working well. Look at that. Now they're all reaching to the light, so today I'm going to just pop them out into I got another little greenhouse outside just to get them to spring up, and tomorrow we'll prick them out. So I'm just going to sneak it in my little heat bed here for the day. You can see how they're all pretty soft. So the secrets of success: temperature, light, and water, of course, but bottom heat you need for most temperate plants like tomatoes is 21. If you're doing more tropical things, 28 degrees. If you love seed sowing, I strongly recommend you get a heat mat and just a little cover, and actually a thermostat as well. So we do have them at the garden centre. So check out our online store, www.gardenfeast.com.au, or just ring the nursery. It's one day out in the greenhouse and wow, they're ready for pricking out. Let's go. We're going to prick out our tomato seedlings, and these are going to be eventually available for sale in the garden centre. Some of them are going into my garden because these are Marie's big ones, the ones we grow ourselves for the garden centre. Beautiful, large Italian style tomato, lots of flavour. And 6 days ago I cut open an old tomato, smeared it onto a bit of paper towel, as you can see there, and put a bit of vermiculite over the top and put it on a little heat bed at 21 degrees. 5 days later, in my laundry, up they all came, and I gave them 1 day outside just so that they could absorb a bit of light and stand upright, and they're looking fantastic now. They're probably around about 3-4 centimeters tall. And when they get to this 2 leaflet stage, that's the time when you transplant them into a small pot, and we'll push them on that way. So again, like every project, we got some terracotta and tub potting mix. I'm going to fill up the trays, and then I'm going to water it in, and then I'll show you how to prick it out. Let's get the terracotta and tub potting mix into position. That's pretty light and fluffy at the moment, so going to tap it down. See, it's already dropped a little bit too low, so now we can just pop a bit of extra on top. A little bit more. Okay, now for the watering. I'm going to water in until it's soaking and it's coming out of the bottom. You can see it's dropping still some more. So first thing we do is make a hole, and because I've watered in, see how it doesn't collapse the hole. Now what we do is we grab the tomato that we like, and we just kind of, I'm doing that underneath it just to loosen the roots without breaking them off. And you can see even after 6 days, it's quite a long root system. Then I lie it across the hole and I just poke it into the hole while collapsing it. Squeeze, done. I'm about that far away. Again, I just quickly give it a little tickle. Have a look at the root system on that. Again, it's pretty long. Make a hole, pop it in, collapse it around. Repeat 5 million times. Tomatoes will only grow outside well when the temperatures get to at least 12 degrees at night. So being that we're in the middle of August, it is still too early for planting out. I know we sell them in the garden centres and the big green sheds at this time of year, and if you do have a little microclimate that you think's a little bit warmer than just out in the open, go for it. But what you'll find is you'll have a tomato that will grow, but the fruit, you wonder why at the end of the season the fruit only happened at the top of the plant. That's because at the time when it was developing, the temperature was right, which was later in the season. Tomatoes will only fruit when it's between 18 degrees and no more than 35. So when it's really hot, no fruit. When it's really cold, no fruit. That's why you get fruit happening at all sorts of levels of the plant. So these will take, in my little greenhouse, another 3 to 4 weeks, and then they'll be available in the garden centre and for me to plant, which will be the middle of September, which will be just the beginning, the right time to plant. But if you love growing things from seed, do yourself a favour and grab one of our little heat beds. To dial the temperature up to 21 degrees for all your temperate plants, 28 if they're tropical. I'm going to grow some tropical plants later on, and I'll dial it up, and you will not fail. You'll get, if your seeds are fresh, like you saw we did with these, you get 100% germination rate. Now that I've done that tray, it's time to water them in again, and all that does is settle the potting mix. Now it's ready to go out in the greenhouse. We'll check back in another couple of weeks.